Three, two, one.
Okay, welcome back. It's been a while since I've actually filmed anything. I was away for the conference and I got a little lazy with my filming there, so I'm actually not sure if I'm going to put a video out for that. But today is Thursday. I'm back and I'm going to go back to the office. Hopefully I can be productive today. It's already 2 p.m., jet lag, and I got zero sleep on the plane. So I was running on 3 hours of sleep yesterday. And I'm not even going to shave. That's how late I am. So I've been told by some viewers that I need to spice up my routine and what I show you guys on camera. So I'm gonna try to do that as I move forward. So before I left, I was working on making these straight. And my meeting a couple weeks ago actually went really well. My supervisors, they really like this graph. The only thing I need to do for this is do some small corrections to make them perfectly straight because they're only semi-straight right now. Okay, I'll show you what I'm working on later, but right now I'm off to my history course right now.
I just talk about the UNESCO Convention 1970. What I'm referring to is this one's on the...
All right, so it's 1:38 a.m. I wasn't feeling tired, and I don't think I will be for a while because I'm still running on East Coast EST time. But let me show you what I've been working on. So I was trying to extract orders from here. Orders are basically like regions. I started by first summing it in the column direction so I can identify where there are gaps in between each order. I found these boundaries and I found 11 orders, which is good because visually that's what you can see as well. So here's the image with the boundary boxes. Here's one close up. You can see it's not perfectly straight, which, as you can see, there's some red here, but not over here, which is fine. I'm going to correct that. But yeah, I was really productive in extracting these orders, which took me a little bit longer than I would have liked, but not terribly long. And I'm really happy with that. And tomorrow I'm going to work with these to straighten these out, make sure that these lines are straight. Okay, here's what I'm working on now. Basically, I'm just working with one order now, and I'm trying to figure out what Y value I want to put the trace, which is I will shift everything to. So that's what I'm working on today. Autumn is coming. Good morning. Today is Saturday. Just trying to get back into the swing of things. I'm off to the gym, then to the library, and then groceries. Pretty straightforward Saturday for me. Back to the library. All right, I had a really productive library session today. The weather is it's raining. I can tell it's gonna rain heavy in a second. This is all I'm wearing. All right, 5 p.m. at Aberystwyth. It's all dark and wet and windy. It's kind of spooky out here, actually. We've officially entered rainy, dark, early night season again here in Wales, and I figured because it's so rainy and nobody wants to go to the golf course, so where better place than for me to go to the golf course. Alright, good morning. Today's Tuesday, off to the office. Alright, what's up? Pretty uneventful Tuesday, not gonna lie. I just kept hitting a bunch of dead ends. And I'll show you what I've been working on when I get home. And then tomorrow should be a little bit more busy. I have some meetings, and then I have a paper talk I need to give. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, not on my walk today. I'm meeting with the person who's in charge of post-grad researchers here at Aberystwyth because I have my
first year interview because I'm almost done with my first year here. No idea what that's about. Hopefully it's not a quiz because I've not studied at all. I have a meeting with another one of my supervisors right afterwards to go over some code and some technical things that I'm having, which will be very useful. And then in the afternoon I have paper talk. If you remember, I gave you, the viewers, a little rundown a couple weeks ago, but I never actually got around to giving that presentation. But I am now, so I need to go give that later this afternoon. I've only practiced it once, but it's paper talk. How hard can it be? And it's my paper, so I should know it. Hopefully nobody quizzes me too much.
Okay, so we had weekly group meeting today. I presented my paper talk. Shax, what did you do?
Research update.
How'd it go?
Was awesome.
First one
First
in the
research
books.
update. Quite intense with a good discussion.
All right, it's been a couple days, but let me show you guys what I've been working on. So the last thing I showed was how I rectified the shell spectra, and then I was able to split it up into individual orders. But the thing is, even with the original rectification, some of these lines are still curved. So I wanted to rectify them further. I tried the original rectification code that I used, but that didn't work. So I had to use a trace to rectify the image. At least that's where I am now. So I wanted to base the trace off of this green line here. And I was able to, for the most part, it's a little bit bad. This and this one, they're quite noisy, but I was still able to find the trace or the green line and fit it in the image. It looks a lot better when we have less noise. Like this one is a really good one. And what I'm going to do next is use this and then shift each column to rectify or straighten each individual order.
Good morning. Today is Thursday. This morning I'm just taking care of some administrative stuff that I have to do. And I actually have a meeting later today to discuss teaching, because on Monday I'm teaching some of the master's students space data processing. It's kind of a last minute thing, but I'm subbing in for my supervisor, so I'm gonna do her job. I gotta make sure that I'm all prepared for this on Monday, as well as continue working on my project.
Okay, so yesterday I showed you guys me straightening these lines, and today I had to straighten the vertical lines because they're not completely straight. But today I went ahead and did that and straightened these. And then once I combine it with this shifting, I get a final shift corrected star frame. So all I need to do next before I can hop back onto the flux calibrations is apply these shifts to my Jupiter image and then my flat image, and then I should have all three rectified images, which I can take and do some science on.
Okay, today is Thursday, if I have not mentioned. I am heading back home. Really productive today. I was able to lock in for a good 5-6 hours and finish those plots that I showed earlier. I also had a meeting with one of my supervisors because I'm teaching one of the master students in a class on Monday, and I just got the material earlier today. So I'm glad I finished up my work, because today and tomorrow and the day after, Friday, Saturday, I'm gonna have to lock in and make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Good morning. Today is Friday, and that means it is Halloween, so happy Halloween to everyone. I hope everyone has some cool costumes and gets lots of candy. One meeting in a little bit, and then just do some work at the office, come back, and then have fun tonight. That's the plan.
Okay, and then this is what it looks like when I apply the vertical and horizontal shift that I corrected for with the practice or flat images, and I apply them to Jupiter. So you can see they straighten out on the bottom here, and the curve is fixed here.
Now it's time for me to practice and become a master of whatever I'm teaching on Monday.
Vibration.
Yes, well done. Get these bonuses, you'll take the lead. They're on a shared name, Warwick. What name is shared by a 5th
It
century?
is Saturday. Had a fun night, Halloween night last night, but now it's time to focus again. Back to it. I'm off to the gym. It's a nice, quiet morning. Okay, so I'm back from the gym. I'm at the library and I'm working on this short presentation that I have to give for my history class on the bronze rat and rabbit zodiac heads, which are these statues that represent, or part of a collection of 12 statues that represent the 12 animals from the Chinese zodiac calendar, I think. And basically, what were they? They were there, but then they kind of got taken in the Second Opium War, so I'm going to talk about the history and how they got there, and then they got stolen, and then ended up in the possession of Yves Saint Laurent and Pierre Berger. And then when Yves passed, Berger had an auction, and that got kind of not very nice, as China was like, give it back for free, and then Berger was like, no. But eventually they made their way back to China. So I'm going to be talking about this in my history class. And then now I am going through my lecture slides so that I know what I'm talking about and don't look like a total doofus up there in front of the students. All right, got some good studying done up here. It's 4:30 and the sun is already setting. Autumn is coming.